Hi, I trust this finds you well. I hope you got through the week okay. Here's a thought from this week's parsha. In fact, there are two parshiyot this week, Parshat Matot and Massei. And with those two, we conclude the fourth book of the Torah. Tomorrow in Shul, after Torah reading, we will recite in unison Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek, wishing each other strength as we conclude yet another book of the Torah and embark on the fifth and final book. By way of introduction, in the United Kingdom, they have just concluded their academic year. The summer season begins. In the end of year ceremony, in the school in which my father teaches, the school in which I was educated, my father was recognized for 50 years of service, 50 years of commitment, of dedication, of teaching. Countless children, multiple generations, not just imbuing them with Jewish knowledge, but with values, with menschlichkeit, compassion, with kindness. An incredible milestone. Usually it's the parents that have nachas from their children. This week, well always, but particularly this week, it was our family, my siblings and I, having nachas from our father, together with our mother. And we wish them both continued health and strength. But learning doesn't end after we leave an educational facility. Learning is not just in school. I came across a wonderful insight from this week's parasha, this second of the two, Parshat Massei, where the parsha begins, Eile Massei b'nei Yisrael. These are the journeys of the Jewish people. And the Torah then goes on to list the 42 stops, the encampments of our ancestors as they left Egypt, journeyed through the desert, all the way to the promised land. The first leg of the journey, the first place they left from, says the Torah, was a place called Ramses, the Egyptian city of Ramses. But before the Torah then lists the second city, the second stop on their journey, the Torah gives us some context and tells us what was taking place at the time in this Egyptian city of Ramses. The Torah tells us the Egyptians were busy burying their dead. They were mourning their loved ones. The context, of course, was this was right after the death of their firstborns, the 10th plague. And the commentaries ask, one second, the Torah begins by saying, these are the stops, these are the journeys of our people. Why then does the Torah get distracted and start telling us what was going on in that particular city? And Rabbi Kamenetsky offers a beautiful insight and reminds us that the Torah is not just a historical record. It's not just about telling us their path, point A, point B, point C, the 42 stops. But each of those moments, each of those stops, in fact, everything that the Torah tells us, including what seems like historical things, are teachable moments. They are lessons. In this case, the Torah pauses for a moment to tell us, to show us the importance of respecting our dead. Yes, the lesson is from our enemies, but nonetheless, the Torah uses this as an opportunity for us to learn and to grow. So, not just about this particular lesson, but in general, the Torah tells us that if we are to develop, if we are to learn, if we are to grow, our mind has to be open to be able to learn from everyone and everything. Indeed, the Mishnah tells us, Ezehu Chacham, who is considered a wise person? Halomed mikol adam, somebody who's willing to learn from everyone. So as we go through our week, we keep our minds open, we keep our eyes open, our hearts open, because there's so much we can learn from everything we encounter. Wishing us all a Shabbat Shalom. Take care, and Am Yisrael Chai.